Hopefully I'm catching you before you do a debt settlement so that you can learn the 8 ways that it's going to affect you that they won't tell you over the phone. In this video, I'm going to share things that I've learned from consumers who came seeking credit repair after doing debt settlement. I'm also going to share with you how it can affect your credit, since I've seen thousands of reports on a month-to-month basis and seeing how certain actions can affect your credit after they happen. Unlike most realtors, mortgage brokers, bankruptcy attorneys, and nothing against them, because I've been a realtor before, but they just don't get to see that type of constant analysis of credit reports to know what I know, because they usually see the credit report at the time that you come to them and they don't see too much more other than that, at least not monitoring it on a month-to-month basis. Okay, so first let's talk about, when is doing a debt settlement actually a good idea? And down in the comments, let me know why you're considering doing a debt settlement. What's your situation? And I'll try to get to as many comments as I can to let you know if that's a good scenario to do it or not. So a big reason that you guys probably considering debt settlement is probably because you're overwhelmed with your bills and your credit payments, and it's just getting a little bit out of hand, out of control. You don't have a lot of free money on hand, and you just want to do something to relieve yourself from all of this stress and financial burden. Now, if that sounds like you and you don't really care about what happens to your credit, then go ahead and do it, because you don't care about what's going to happen to your credit. But some of y'all, it would just feel good to know that somebody else is managing the credit issues or the financial issues that you have as far as your debts, and you don't have to talk to the creditors or deal with them at all. Now, the thing about that is, while you won't be having to talk to the creditors and deal with the whole debt settlement process, if you are a person that does not monitor your credit on a regular basis, by the time you get done with that whole debt settlement process, you'll have a big surprise waiting on you. Now, some of you just want to go ahead and pay off all your debts because, everyone's always told you, you just need to pay off all your debts. Now, if that's your reason, that's the noble thing to do, and I won't tell you not to. But again, it's not going to have a positive effect on your credit. And I really feel, because, talking about all this reminds me of how we really need to do a good job of avoiding getting into all of this debt, just like most people end up getting into, because it is really bothersome. It can cause a lot of stress and heartache, and we really need to be the models for our children in showing them how to live their lives without accumulating all this debt, so that they don't repeat the same, mistakes and problems that we deal with, and so that they don't have to go through it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how debt settlement actually affects your credit, but first we need to talk about how it works for those of you that are just about to be exploring this option. Okay, the first thing that's going to happen is, after you talk to them on the phone and you get signed up, they're going to tell you that you need to stop paying on any open accounts that you have. Now, we're going to talk more about how that's going to affect you a little bit later. The next thing that's going to happen is they're going to open up a dedicated account that's going to be for you, and that's going to be the account where you make your payments into to stack up that money. Now, once enough money is stacked up in there, they're going to use that money to actually start paying off the debts that you listed when you enrolled in the program. Now, this can vary, but the average amount of time before they actually start making these settlements and initiating the offers is going to be somewhere between 4 to 6 months. And again, that's not you being finished. That's when things are just getting started. And of course, it's going to depend on how much you've been able to put into the account so far. Now, usually you're going to end up paying fees to them when they actually make the payments to those creditors that you have listed. I have heard some different stories from some customers that say that they actually have paid money into their dedicated account, and then they actually changed their mind and they were about to back out of the whole scenario. And what happened was, they end up telling the person that they would not be able to get any money back because all of their deposits had went to their fee first. So they had to cover their fee, and in the agreement, they weren't able to recoup that money, even though they weren't about to move forward the process. Now, they're not supposed to do things like that, but that's just some scenarios that I have heard from some customers. Now, what are the fees that you would end up having to pay? Well, they can vary between company to company, but as long as you're not with somebody that might be doing the wrong thing in that scenario that I just mentioned, like I said, you're going to pay at the time that you actually have that offer accepted, and the amount that you pay is based off of either the total amount of the debt that you signed up with or that you enrolled with, or it's going to be the amount of money that you saved. Like if you saved $1,000 on the debt, they got $1,000 off, then you would have to pay a percentage based off of that amount. So it's usually going to be one of those two scenarios. Now, as far as the amount or the percentage that you would pay, on the highest end, it's usually going to be somewhere around 25 to 30%, so that you can kind of plan for what you might end up running into. So just for example's sake, let's say you have $10,000 in debt that you enroll with, and let's say that they are charging you based off the amount that you enrolled with. Let's say they're able to negotiate the debt down 30%, so you only have to pay $7,000 versus $10,000. So you'll save $3,000, but let's say their fee is 25% of the amount that you enrolled with. So that 25% fee is going to be $2,500, which is based off of the $10,000 that you enrolled with. So that would mean ultimately you saved about $500 instead of $3,000. Now $500 is a good amount of money, but the fee for the services really did eat up a lot of the savings that you could have had. So how long can this process take? On average, of course it's going to be different for every person's scenario, but on average it's going to be anywhere between 2 to 4 years that you will be going through this process of making those payments into the account, waiting for all of the debts to get settled out, and then completing the program. And of course, for those of you that don't have a lot of money that you can put forth into the account, it's going to take you on the longer end of that. And also if you have higher amounts of debt, it's going to put you on the longer end of that. And then once you're done with the program, you're still going to have your credit to deal with, and it can take a year plus to recover your credit after going through that whole process. And this is why I'm really glad that you're here trying to see, what is possible for you to do with all of this debt that you have so that you can try to get to a better place. Because as you can see, when you run into debt problems and credit problems, it can really put you in bondage for a long time, and I really don't want that for anybody. So I'm glad you're here doing something about it. And also, if you are getting value from this video and learning a lot, make sure you hit the thumbs up to like this video so YouTube can show this to more people that need this information too, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep getting more information like this, and share this information with anybody that you know that might be about to go do debt settlement themselves. Now let's go ahead and talk about how it can affect your credit, and this is where most of the cons are going to be. Now the first thing that you need to understand that most people do not understand in regards to credit and what helps or hurts it is that late payments, closed accounts like when they actually close, as well as activity on negative accounts all have severe negative effects on credit scores. Now remember that as we move forward. Now remember earlier I told you that they would tell you to stop paying on those open accounts that you have. Well, here's what's going to happen after you do that. Of course, as you would imagine, you're going to start to accumulate 30-day late payments on your credit, and then 60, 90, 120, 180. All of those are going to start piling up on your credit. Late payments affect your credit more than almost anything else, so that is going to tear up your credit. And then on top of that, after usually about some companies 3 months, the bigger the company, and usually are somewhere around 6 to 8 months, those companies are going to start charging off those accounts and closing the account. And I told you also, the closing of accounts hurt your credit score as well. So now you have a charge off on your credit, you have a bunch of late payments, and both of these things are going to hurt your score negatively. Now if the companies for the accounts that you listed in the program accept your offer, which they don't have to accept the settlement offer, which is another con. So if they accept the offer and then they go ahead and make that payment to that company, the way that that affects your credit is you have now new activity on a negative account, which has a negative effect and will cause your score to drop. So while you did the ultimate good thing of paying off your debts there, it will cause your credit score to drop. In some instances, your score might not change at all, but usually your score is going to drop. And even worse than that, even though you will now have a zero balance on this account on your credit report and it dropped your score, that account will still be on your credit. Any late payments will still be on your credit, and the fact that it charged off will still be on your credit. And all of these things affect your score negatively. And even if they don't affect your score, in some instances when you apply for stuff that looks at accounts on your credit report and not just at your score, it can still get you denied for things that you want and need. The only thing that you can do to help your credit score if you have late payments, charge-offs, collections, any of those things on your credit is to have the items removed. Your credit score calculates what it sees on the credit report, so it has to not be present on the report in order to see an increase in your score. And also to make sure that you don't get denied for certain things because of accounts being on your credit report with negative information, having those items not there on the credit report also help improve your approval rating. Now doing that process usually takes about 6 to 8 months or a little longer. on average. Now that's without paying the debts up front, because if you did that anyway, it would only hurt your score and the accounts would still be on your credit report. And that's what you're paying it off yourself. Now, if you want help with the process of trying to get items removed, then you might want to set a consultation with my company. You can go down below and check out the link to set up a consultation, or you can check out some of the tools that I have to help you do it yourself if you would prefer to go that route. So what is the best scenario ultimately to try to do a debt settlement? Well, it's going to be if you have closed accounts on your credit report. Again, this isn't the most ideal way to go about doing it, but it will be the least hurtful to your credit versus the other option of doing it with open accounts on your credit, which I would only advise you do that if you are overwhelmed with your bills and stuff like that, and you don't care anything about what happens to your credit. Keep in mind that even if you don't plan on getting a house soon or a car soon, your car insurance on the current car that you have is affected by your credit. A lot of your other insurances are affected by your credit. If you need to get a job, like a promotion where you get a higher role and it pays more money, they oftentimes check your credit, or going to a different job with a high paying role. A lot of times they check your credit. In the military, they check your credit for security clearance and certain job roles. So your credit can still affect you in a whole bunch of different ways. So even if you think you don't need your credit, you should still be considering what other ways it might affect you. Either way, you can make your own decision, and maybe you've actually been thinking about doing a bankruptcy, if not doing some credit repair work yourself. So I'm going to send you to these two different videos. One will tell you more about bankruptcies, and the other will be a playlist which will bring you through a series that I did to show you everything step by step you need to do to work on your credit and get it to a better place. And I'll see you in one of these next videos.